Welcome to Leading with Heart, the podcast where leadership meets humanity. I'm your host, Sara Valentine, and in each episode, we'll explore how to bring heart into the way we lead, live, and love. HEART stands for hear, empathize, acknowledge, respond, and think. These 5 actions may sound simple, but when practiced consistently, they can transform the way you show up as a leader in the workplace and beyond. So whether you're leading a team, leading a family, or simply leading yourself, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Heart Leadership Podcast. I'm your host, Sara Valentine. Today we're unpacking the A in heart. Appreciate, acknowledge, and apologize. This might be one of the most overlooked and most powerful leadership skills there is. To lead with heart is to appreciate others, acknowledge their contributions, and apologize when you get it wrong. It's about humility, it's about humanity, and it's about creating a culture where people feel seen, valued, and safe. Because the truth is this: the best 4 words a leader can ever say to their team are, "I screwed that up." Let's talk about why. Why appreciation and acknowledgement matter. To appreciate someone is to recognize their effort, their ideas, and their impact, and never taking credit for their work. Strong leaders don't need to be the smartest person in the room. They need to know who that person is. Great leaders aren't threatened by talent, they celebrate it. Acknowledgement says, I see you, I value what you bring, this work matters. And when leaders fail to acknowledge their people, something dangerous happens. People stop caring, they stop trying, they stop showing up, and they stop speaking up. True appreciation isn't fluff, it's fuel. Appreciating differences on your team. Let me give you a real example from my own leadership. My HR manager is incredibly detailed, hyper-organized, process-driven, and very focused on excellence. And yes, sometimes that level of detail makes my ADD, big picture brain a little crazy. But here's the truth. I need her. She brings a perspective I don't naturally have. She catches things I miss. She helps me protect the integrity and quality of our work as an HR team. I could not do my job without her, at least not well. Appreciating others means recognizing that different doesn't mean difficult. It means necessary. Strong teams are built on complementary strengths, not clones. Recognition is personal. Appreciation also shows up through recognition, and this is where leaders often get it wrong. Not everyone wants to be recognized the same way. For example, I don't like public recognition. I tend to deflect it and reflect and redirect credit to my team. I do love one-on-one conversations where someone tells me I made a difference. And yes, who doesn't appreciate a good raise? Great leaders take the time to understand what recognition actually matters to their people. Some want public praise. Some want flexibility. Some want development opportunities. And some want compensation. Appreciation that misses the mark isn't appreciation. It's noise. Like pizza parties. Not everybody wants a pizza party. leaders have to ask, listen, and then act accordingly. When leaders fail to acknowledge or appreciate. Unfortunately, in my career, I've seen leaders who failed miserably at appreciation and acknowledgement. I once worked for a leader who viewed everything through one lens: how he was impacted and how the company's owners, who happened to be his family, were impacted. There was little understanding of the hourly workforce living paycheck to paycheck, and little empathy for how the company's success was actually built on their performance. And the message was felt from top to bottom. This business existed for the family, not the people. And it didn't matter how many dinners they did or how many times they show up to shake people's hands. I had the opportunity and responsibility to communicate this gap to him as the CEO. It was not well received. Feedback was discouraged, and the unspoken rule became keep your mouth shut if you want to keep your job. This is the kiss of death for company culture. Lack of accountability erodes culture. When leaders fail to take accountability for their actions, it trickles all the way down. Top performers quickly learn that excellence doesn't matter. Poor performers learn they can continue underperforming without consequence. And eventually, everyone stops caring. A lack of accountability tells your team, what you do doesn't matter. You don't matter. And that's not leadership. It's neglect. Apologizing as a leadership superpower. This brings us to the third part of the A in heart. Apologize. Owning your mistakes as a leader is not weakness. It's credibility. When you say, I screwed that up, you're saying, I'm human. I'm accountable. I'm committed to doing better. Apologies build trust. Defensiveness destroys it. But apology alone isn't enough. It must be followed by action. Balancing appreciation, feedback, and accountability. So how do leaders balance all of this? By building strong feedback loops, by seeking feedback often, through surveys, through one-on-ones, and honest conversations, by creating psychological safety where people can speak without fear. Innovation and creativity cannot exist where fear lives. And when you mess up, own it. Say it out loud. Fix it. And work hard not to repeat the same mistake over and over again. Then hold your team accountable, whether it's coaching, training, and yes, when necessary, corrective action. Accountability is not punishment. It is an act of caring. Because accountability says, I believe in you. I want you to be better. I want us to be better. To lead with heart is to appreciate the people around you, not just for what they do, but for who they are. It's to acknowledge their effort, their ideas, and their contributions without ever needing the spotlight for yourself. It's to apologize when you fall short, openly, honestly, and without defensiveness. Appreciation tells people they matter. Acknowledgement tells people they are seen. An apology tells people you are human. When leaders refuse to own their mistakes, trust erodes. But when leaders say, I screwed that up, something powerful happens. Walls come down, credibility goes up, and teams feel safe enough to give their best. Accountability isn't about punishment. It's about care. It says, I believe in you enough to hold you to a standard and to walk with you while you grow. This is how healthy cultures are built, not through ego, not through fear, but through humility, consistency, and heart. In our next episode, we'll move into the R in heart, respond. And we'll talk about why you respond in moments of pressure, conflict, or uncertainty, and how it can build trust or break it. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for choosing to grow as a leader. Thank you so much for listening. I'm deeply grateful. My hope is that you leave inspired to lead with compassion, strength, and heart in your work, family, and faith. If today's episode encouraged you, share it with someone who could use a little heart in their day. And be sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen. Until next time, lead with heart, and the rest will follow.